All right, all right. It is Legally Blind, journal number 54, believe it or not, 54. And so, been trying really, really hard during my work week to stick to the breaks the doctors recommend. And I took an extra step and my work cell phone, just leaving it on the desk when I go on breaks because I'm so type A. Somebody pings or needs or whatever. I read it. I come back from break early, whatever, it's just the way it is normally. And so I really forced myself a couple of days during the week to just leave it on the desk. Take the breaks I'm supposed to take. Don't read the phone during the breaks because then you're not resting the eyes, And I will say I got 2 migraine free days last week from doing that. I'm not saying that it was pain free, so don't hear that. But it was it put the headaches to a point that I could manage to live with it those days. The eye strain, I guess, was in balance enough. The big difference, like I said, was I took the breaks I was supposed to, and I left the phone behind so that I didn't keep reading emails and reading IMs and all that other stuff, and not, which literally isn't let your eyes rest like they should. So I'm trying to work on that again this week, see if I can top that or at least equal that, the couple of days of migraine free. Look, even if the head hurts, it's better than migraine stuff. So we'll see how it goes. It's it's definitely gonna be a challenging week with what I got going on, but I'm gonna do my best to do that. And then on the weekend, I was working on some stuff. Had to use some high vision stuff, meaning heavy focus. Tripped up on a pretty good head pain on the Saturday. Knew it was my fault though. I was really trying to focus in on something for a while, and I literally even about halfway through was like, man, I need to stop doing this, and I didn't, and triggered it. So, but on the other day, I was very, very mindful of not reading. And that day was fine. Big adjustment for me would be that I used to really enjoy watching movies and things like that, and the reality is those are just a no-no for me. If I'm trying to make out a show, it's hard to make out, period. They really can't make much out, but B, it triggers them all the time just because you're trying to push too hard and focus too hard. So I really don't watch TV and stuff anymore, which is fine. Listen to audiobooks, podcasts, things like that. It's one of the beautiful things about the time that we live in, and that is that, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have all this. Now, if I want to read Moby Dick, literally just pick up an app on the phone for the blind, and I can literally listen to Moby Dick like that, which is phenomenal. So, while my spouse is watching TV, I'm normally over there with an earbud in, listening to a podcast or a book or something like that, so that she's not having to kind of explain everything about the show that's going on. Because, listening to TV and seeing TV are two different things. They do make something on a lot of shows. I don't remember what it's called, but basically it talks through every scene, and I don't have that on because, my wife's not visually impaired, and I just feel like it'd be annoying for her for certain, because it literally says like, man jumped from one building to the other. Man slips, almost falls. Man holding on with one arm. And at the same time, all the monologue is happening too. So it's not worth it. So for me, juice isn't worth a squeeze. But if you're, out there, you're visually impaired and you're wanting to still watch TV and movies and things, you should look that up. It's in the settings. can't remember what it's called. Have somebody turn it on and see if it's for you. I tried it, just wasn't for my family, but it might be for you. So beyond that, it's my one eye is essentially like a microscope. Essentially, you get it right up to the nose, and I can see the pores inside of the pores of your skin, literally. The other eye is, I don't know, 9 or 10 inches of reading if it's large enough, ish. And so one thing about that is, it does allow me to like cut the goat's hooves. I can still do that, which was good. They're getting much more comfortable with the milking stand, and so I was able to do that. And the chickens, it's been awesome, trying to coax them into laying eggs in the coop and whatnot. It's definitely been very stress relieving, and helps because I'm not trying to read a chicken or a goat. You know what I mean? So, and when I'm trying to look at a hoof to cut it, it's a short burst. I'm not like using my eyes for long, so it doesn't trigger the migraine. So it's been a good thing. So I would encourage that if you're going through vision loss, find the hobbies that you can do as it progresses. If yours is progressionary, mine is, and do those and learn them while you have enough vision, more vision to learn them. So they give you that joy without having a lot of push on the vision. So kind of where I'm at right now. We're about to start the second pasture expansion for the goats. Going to pick up our third goat in the weekend, and just trying not to read or push my eyes to focus any more than I have to. Trying to hold as much of that back as I can for my work weeks, and going to keep really pushing hard to take the breaks the doctors want me to take. Don't carry the extra devices around. Don't read anything while I'm on breaks, both personal and work. And, see if we can get these migraines down to an acceptable level. Even the nagging pain, I can, it's not fun, but I can deal with that. I had that the 2 days when I didn't have the full migraines. So I didn't have to end up taking a bunch of medicines and all this other crud. So I think that's going to be my main focus over the next week. It's, hey, it worked for 2 days. Let's, we'll see if we can get it for a couple more of those, or maybe even break that record, but I don't know. I'm not going to put myself into a position where I'm overly stressed about what happens with it. It could have been a fluke, maybe those 2 days I just wasn't going to get them, so I'm hoping it wasn't a fluke. I'm hoping that doing these breaks and doing the vision rest, not reading anything during the breaks, is going to be replicable, be able to replicate not having the migraines on those days. So we'll find out. I'm going to give it a shot. And in the meantime, when in doubt, go hug a goat, man. All right. Anybody out there's dealing with this, keep a positive attitude. That's your biggest, most powerful thing you can do. Aside from, of course, praying and believing in God and Jesus. That's absolutely, of course, number one. But keeping a positive attitude is really high up the list, because as soon as you let yourself slip into negativity, it will eat you alive. So don't let it. It's really simple, but yet it's really hard. So anyway, hope this helps somebody. Y'all be good out there. Peace.